Dan Mitri joins me now. He's the CEO of New Wave Esports. Dan, welcome back.
Hey, James, how you doing? It's good to be back. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, big 2020 ahead of us. You guys just had a big event, I understand.
We did, yes. So one of our companies that we own a minority stake in, actually as of recent, entering a definitive agreement to fully acquire, Even Matchup Gaming, ran an event on January 3rd to the 5th called Let's Make Big Moves. It's a big Super Smash Brothers tournament, and they absolutely crushed it. It was incredible seeing the community come out and support such an incredible event.
Sure. How many people?
Well, so let me give you the overview here and talk about why this was so important of an event and all the great success. So Even Matchup Gaming, for those who don't know, is a company based in Toronto. They actually run massive esports events through the year, about 80 of them. Two big majors, one being Let's Make Big Moves and Get on My Level, as well as a whole bunch of other events through weekly and monthly. But specifically, Even Matchup Gaming ran this one called Let's Make Big Moves, and it's the first S-tier tournament in the Super Smash Brothers realm of 2020. And it was held at the iconic New Yorker Hotel in New York, New York, and live streamed on Twitch. And this was their first major of the year. So it was, hey, we're beating our chests as the first major coming out. Come on out and enjoy an incredible tournament. But over the 3 days, we saw just over 1,000 fans put on their pants and come out to the New Yorker and celebrate an incredible competition with us, where we saw 750 athletes participate and just over 340,000 people watching online with us on Twitch. So it was a critical success. And some may be asking, well, what makes a tournament an S-tier tournament? Well, according to the Panda Global Rankings, an S-tier tournament has to have a certain quantity of high-ranked players within the Smash scene. And we certainly saw that. So we saw some incredible names come out and compete with us. People like Samsora, Nairo, Mars, DeBuzz, Raito. We saw 22 top 50 globally ranked Smash players come out. So the caliber of fighting that we saw on screen and on stage was absolutely phenomenal. And that certainly translated to the energy that we saw there, not only on site, but also online. And so the last thing I'll also say on the S-tier tournament is that this was the first S-tier tournament held in New York overall. So this was a monumental moment for esports and for Even Matchup Gaming, and it was also the largest ever single game Smash Ultimate competition held on the U.S. East Coast region. So we're very excited to see such an incredible resonation with our community, and congratulations to the winners.
Yeah, you bet. So are there cash prizes involved?
There's a whole breakdown there, and that was shared between multiple winners. So in the singles bracket, we saw Nairo actually take the prize purse there, and in the squad strike, we saw Tyler Martins take the first. And then we have some doubles as well, so we have some teams actually competing. And the first place winners were Dark Wizzy and Light. So we played through 3 different modes and really brought a good diverse mix to the gameplay between the Smash 1, Squad Strike, and 2v2. But none of that could have been possible without our partners. Our partners really help us do a big lift there, allowing us to bring the biggest cash prize to the pool, but also subsidize a lot of the production lift that's needed to make an incredible experience. So, hats off to some partners like BenQ and eFuse, Masterhand Gaming, Waveform Entertainment, and many others. So we're looking forward to working with them in the future and continue to build an incredible scene around Smash.
Yeah, you bet. So there are tons of these tournaments going on now that Even Matchup Gaming puts on. What is some of the other big ones we've got to look forward to in 2020?
Yeah, so this was the first major of the year, and this paves way to Get on My Level 2020, which is going to be held in Toronto. And this is historically the biggest major of the year for us. So we're going to be making some big announcements of where we're going to be actually holding it specifically in Toronto. We'll be opening up registration. So those who want to come out and actually see it in person can join us or compete. It's a open tournament. But also, obviously, we'll be streaming online. But the importance of these majors for not only even matchup gaming and New Wave is quite critical in the sense that we're both committed to leading this continued growth of the esports industry. Many investors are looking to events like this to get an indicator of its success and how well it's growing. Well, we're seeing that year over year growth. And we expect even more players to come out to get on my level and even more people to be watching online, which in turn offers a very smart and diversified opportunity for people to invest in the esports ecosystem as they see some of these events continue to be profitable and continue to grow the industry specifically. So through some of these events and when they are successful, we certainly see that we're able to demonstrate a AAA quality of production. That's key there. The esports industry is rivaling those of traditional sports. And so we need to meet the same sort of production levels, but also need to keep it genuine to the community because that attracts publishers, it attracts people like, companies like Nintendo that allow us to use their game within our tournaments. It also attracts other big brands and sponsors coming in and making some of these events even more incredible and the experience held on site for our community. But again, we do this not only because to push esports forward, but because we have a love for the fighting game community. And so we hope through these majors that we attract not only new fans, but existing fans that have latched on to Smash, latched on to Street Fighter V and Tekken 7, all the other fighting game communities. So yes, none of this could be possible without our partners and the people that actually come out and produce the events, but we're really underpinned by our community that all makes it possible.
Sure, you bet. Okay, so some of these games are not necessarily in the fighting game community. Next to the fighting gaming community, which is the most popular category of games for esports?
That's a good question. I would say it's also it also correlates to just the gaming industry in general, and some of the units that are like some of the biggest units that are sold in certain genres, and that's going to be first-person shooters. First-person shooters dominate right now, and so that's why you see big franchises around like Counter-Strike Go, Overwatch to Call of Duty continue to be successful within their franchise leagues, and honestly the communities that come out and support that. So even though fighting games are a very small niche within the esports industry, it's still a very much vital component because there is a community behind it that thrives off of events, thrives off of the athletes that come out and very much want to be a part of that ecosystem. So here within New Wave, we recognize that. We recognize we need to cater to the large audiences through first-person shooters, but also the small ones that enjoy their games even within that niche small community.
Mm-hmm. All right, so what are some of the big things we're going to look for in the esports industry generally in 2020 that are going to, send the message that this is an industry whose time has arrived?
Yeah, I think, there's a couple catalysts. You got Team Astralis, they're going to be going IPO. That's going to be huge for the industry. So, we really want to see Astralis perform and be successful, especially as, they're going public. That opens up even more opportunities for the world to get involved with esports. And I think with that success, we'll see some major growth there. We also have a lot of the franchises that are starting to get more dialed in. So looking at Overwatch, obviously Overwatch 2 was announced. You've got a lot of other games and new games that are going to be coming online. And you have the new consoles that are coming through. Consoles are certainly a catalyst of growth as well, especially with the new hardware, faster frame rates, bigger budget games between the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. And then you have all the PC partners that are going to be being kept up to speed with that. So there are multiple catalysts here, and we're listening to every single one of those. A lot of them do come straight from the publishers because they own the IPs on the games, but also the appetite of esports globally. So we're going where communities are thriving, and we're providing great experiences for them to continue engaging in the games they love and in the communities that they identify with.
Right. Okay, that's great, Dan. That's an awesome update. We'll leave it there for now and come back to you for next week's Esports Update. Thanks for joining us again.